Electronisounds Audio, the YouTube channel for you.
Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Dean from Electronisounds. Stick around. Today, we're going to be checking out the new Phaser effects app from BLEASS on iOS. I prepared quite a few examples of what it sounds like, and by the end of this video, you're going to have a really good idea of what it will do for your sound. Come on, let's have some fun. In this example, I wanted to show how we can use the BLEASS Phaser app for sound design, even if you don't know much about programming your own sounds from scratch. I've created a beat here using the using the drum computer from Sugar Bytes. Next up, I've created a bass line using the sub bass 808 from Audio Kit. I'm controlling the 808 bass line using the Rosetta bass line sequencer from Brambos. And next up, I've loaded the Synthmaster 1 AUV3 synth here, and I've put it into an initialized preset state, so there's no presets loaded. This is just the initialized saw waveforms. On top of that, we're going to add the BLEASS Phaser app, and then we're going to add the BLEASS Delay app, and then we're going to add the BLEASS Shimmer app, and last but not least, we're going to add the BLEASS Filter app on top of all of these other BLEASS effects. I'm going to switch over to direct sound and show you guys what this sounds like. This next example is kind of an abstract lo-fi example. I've created a drum beat using the drum computer again from Sugar Bytes, and we're using the BLEASS synth here to provide kind of a synthesizer line over the top of that. Then we're going to add the BLEASS Phaser effect. On top of that, we're going to go ahead and add the BLEASS Motion effect, and last but not least, we're going to add the BLEASS Delay effect on top of all of this to give this synthesizer line quite a bit of its own personality. Let me switch over to direct sound and show you what this sounds like. For this example, we're moving over to the Eurorack. I've created a really simple groove using a bass drum and a noise hi-hat, and we're going to be running the chord module from Qubit into the iPad, and that's going to be running into the BLEASS Phaser. We're also going to be adding, after the phaser, the BLEASS Reverb. Check out what this sounds like, you guys. I really love what the BLEASS Phaser does to chord sounds. If you haven't noticed yet, check this out. I really like this next example. This is kind of like a smooth drum and bass groove. I've created a drum beat again using the drum computer from Sugar Bytes. I've added a bass line to that using the Agonizer synthesizer. And then over that, we're using the Audio Kit Retro Piano to put these really beautiful sort of liquid drum and bass chords over this groove. We're going to be adding the phaser on top of the piano. Then we're going to be adding the BLEASS delay on top of that piano. And last but not least, we're going to be adding the BLEASS shimmer reverb on top of this piano sound. I'm going to switch over to direct sound and show you guys what this example sounds like. For this example, I've created a really deep underground groove. I'm using the 4 Pockets Digisticks to get a bass drum started. Next up, we're using the free Polyvox AUV3 synth to provide a bass line. I'm getting a little bit of pumping on that bass line against the kick drum using the BLEASS Sidekick amp. Next up, I've got another bit of percussion coming out of the Sugar Bytes drum computer. We're also pumping that against the kick drum a little bit using the pump house effect from Audio Damage. And then next up, I've got sort of a like arpeggio type of sound coming out of Synthmaster 1 here. And we're going to be adding the BLEASS Phaser effect on top of that sort of arpeggio sound to give it a lot more interest and life in this mix. Check out what this sounds like. forgot to show you guys the variety of presets that are included in this app as well. So we're going to go ahead and go back to this example where we're using the initialized preset on the SynthMaster 1 synthesizer and running that through the BLEASS Phaser. I'm going to switch through some presets here in real time so you guys can hear the range of sounds that we can get out of this phaser. Check this out.